also doing the 3D modeling and the texturing. The other side, it talks about a person that is trapped in an asylum, and he sees you see the world through his vision. So you're gonna see the world that is normal, that is just the asylum, and you're gonna see what he's imagining. Well, the theme is what do we do now? And we wanted to show the struggle of someone that has a mental illness that is trapped in this asylum. We wanted to show what the player would do in the body of this person. We're exploring you being the person with the mental illness instead of you having to fight people that have they are psychopaths or something. So you're trapped in this person's body and you have to find a way to just stay calm.
My name is Lucas Warner. My role here on the project is scripter and level designer. The name of the game is AA Duo. It's a isometric top-down kind of puzzle game where where one person will be utilizing two different characters to help each other get to the end of the puzzles. The theme is incorporated because there's a lot of random activity going on in the puzzles, and it constantly keeps you asking, what do we need to do? How do we need to do it? And so what do we do now? I think that fits quite well. The game, I believe it's unique because the way we had all the characters designed, it's a futuristic kind of game with cartoonish kind of characters, but not like anime-ish at the same time. It takes its own unique aspect because of the isometric cameras, the assets that we have in there, they're high quality with the goofy cartoony characters, and the fact that you can switch off to two different characters at one given point in time.
My name's Wesley Tyner, and I'm the producer on this project. I also did some of the UV layouts. The title of the game is The Lodge, loosely based on The Room, and the concept is you play a character who's trapped between dimensions in this kind of haunted cabin, and matter and energy is being created and destroyed around you as you try to navigate these rooms with strange furniture in the way, and you're trying to get through doors and collect these skeleton keys so you can finally escape this purgatory. The concept of the game is you play a character who's trapped in between dimensions in a haunted cabin, and you have to navigate furniture and move things out of the way to open doors, and the rooms are randomly generated, so every time you play the game the layout will be different, and the player has to collect skeleton keys to open the final door and escape purgatory. It's a 3D game that we built in the Unity engine, Unity 4. Well, the theme, what do we do now, is kind of the thought we wanted to put in the player's head. So when they start the game and they're just in a room full of furniture, there's only one exit, and so I think they'll head straight for it, and then from there it's okay, now where are the new exits, and some of the doors don't open. Eventually they'll just have to navigate the layout and figure out how to get out. We wanted to tackle some of the diversifiers this year, so we're using the Can I Try diversifier where spectators can join the game. One of our programmers built a server that spectators can log in, and they'll have a couple of buttons that will add obstacles or remove obstacles, even reload the map with a new layout while the player is still inside. I haven't seen mechanics like this before. This was just something we wanted to try to tackle and see if we could accomplish it. Once we got all the architecture in and that was working, then it was just how can we make it look better.
Hello, my name is Andrew Sosedo, and my role was the concept artist. At the beginning, when we were trying to set everything up, I kind of took lead. The title of our game would be Escape, and the concept of the game, well, as the name indicates, you are in a horrible situation. It is post-apocalyptic, and you are trying to run away from robots. And you yourself are somewhat of a cyborg, so you have some special augmentations to help you get away. But the idea is that it's a puzzle game. We're going to be using physics-based puzzles to move around the stage so that you can evade your captors. We're doing 2.5D. It's a side-scroller, but it's all in 3D. The theme is incorporated in our game because when you're in a situation and you're up against the wall, the only thing you can ask yourself is, what do I do now? What makes our game unique is that we are actually going to be focusing on a more artistic kind of view of the game. The characters are going to be silhouette, while a lot of the drama is going to be generated through sound, lighting, and everything's going to be in grayscale instead of it being colored in. Although it will have textures, everything's going to be gray or black.
My name is Caitlin, and I'm the team leader. I do a little bit of programming, and mostly for our team, it's concept art. It's called Houseilum. The concept is like it's a mentally ill person, like they have schizophrenia or something like that, and they're going into a building and they can't differentiate whether it's like their house or an actual like a mental asylum. And we're gonna have it set up to where the user walks around and they're trying to pick up keys from each room, which is supposed to unlock the door to get out. And once the health meter runs out, then it's gonna trigger like a panic attack mode, which they're gonna start hallucinating, and there's gonna be a monster in the middle that comes out of like the middle room, and it's supposed to go around and chase the user. So if the user gets caught, then they end up dying. Or if the health meter runs out from the secondary health meter, then they die. And the user wants to try to pick up all the keys to get out. It's 3D, first person. You're supposed to try to figure out that you need to get all the keys to get out. I'm sure there's a couple games out there where it's based in an asylum or a hospital. I just don't think they have it set up where you're trying to find items to be able to unlock your way out. Usually in those kind of games, you're able to get out whenever you reach the end of the building or the level. So we have it set up to where you have to go from room to room. You have to explore and see what's in that entire building.
Our game is called the Escape from Monster Mansion. Our concept idea is basically we have 4 players from the future teleported to inside the mansion, wandering and their mission is basically how to grab the key and get out. Plus, for our gameplay, it's really fast and simple if you get a hang of it. Quite fun too. What do we do? Is basically what we take that theme and took it what everybody have to do at the same time as it's working as a team, trying to find the key so we can all exit out. We took the we part especially hard, and we had to find a lot through our mistakes. It's unique by having our encounter with the monster in the house. We have situations where we can find the key, or we encounter the monster, or have a prize, or getting a gold coin, and we have prize cards with it too.
My name is Frankie Callie. I'm the team leader. Our game is called Geodesic, and I'm the producer. Concept of this game is a puzzle adventure to travel through a maze to certain rooms to unlock puzzles and grab the key to move into the center of the ship to get into your escape pod. The theme was, what do we do now? And I thought the best way would be a maze. So we created a maze, and there's corners, dead ends. Everywhere you're going is like, what do we do now? And as well as the puzzles, what do we do now? What makes it unique is, well, it's a maze, and you're going through, the character always, it's very large. Our map is very large, so the character actually has to remember the paths he takes in order to backtrack, to re-go through the puzzles, yeah, because you go through each puzzle to unlock the key, and you cannot go into the center without going through every single puzzle. So you actually have to complete the entire game.
My name is Dominic Miranda, and I am the lead of my group as well as the lead game designer. The title of our game is Code Prisma, and the concept is we are using tile-based game, and as you walk over the tiles, you have to make it across through the level, which is going to be ultimately like a giant puzzle. And as you step on them, they change colors, and you have to alter the tiles to make it all the way to the end of the puzzle. We are doing a over the head, and it's looking straight down on the actual map itself. You're going to take control of a little prism that rotates, and you look down on it from above as you traverse through the puzzle. So the theme is, what do we do now? And we tossed around a couple ideas, and the one that ultimately stuck was puzzles for the most part. And we thought it would be a good idea to make it almost like a maze. So as the player's going through, we want to keep there, what do we have to do next to make it through? Our game is unique in the sense that it's not really like something I've ever seen before. I like the idea that you have to use the color theory almost to make it through the game. It's almost always adapting and changing to actually have to cause the player to think a little bit before they take their next step.
My name is Alex, and I'm the lead programmer. The title of the game is called Surge. It's about a small robot traversing through a warehouse, and he loses battery as he goes. But the thing about the warehouse, in order to progress in it like that, the item takes electricity, which the robot can provide, but also takes away from his battery like that, so you have to be really careful on how you want to utilize it. And there's a bunch of obstacles that get in your way like that, so you can kind of turn them off, turn on certain things to help you out. And the whole point is just to get out of the warehouse in the end. It's a 2D side-scrolling game. Well, basically the thing about the robot like that is as you go through it, the warehouse is kind of like a puzzle, so you really got to think about what to do now. Well, to me, what I really like about the game like that is that it's kind of like, has an action, like an equal values of action and puzzle like that. So it's like, at some points you're just handling puzzles like that, and then other times you can just get into like, little skirmishes and stuff like that.
I'm Tony So, and my project is Highway to Braille. Driving in the dark can be dangerous, and what would you do in a situation where the road gets darker and the situation becomes more dire? It's a first-person runner, building it in Unity. It's built by the wonderful team of Team 9 Sucks, and I'm really proud of them.
My name is Gerardo Villalbazo, and my role is team lead, team programmer, team level designer, team rigger animator, team sound designer, and pretty much all the aspects. The title of the game is Dream Sequence. The concept is that the boy is gonna wake up and a demon is gonna be talking to him, telling him that his parents' souls or his family's souls got taken, and he has to find artifacts to claim their souls back. But in reality, the demon is just playing with him because he wants to take his soul, so he's trying to prolong him into not finding the objects. So the longer the game goes, the harder it is for him to wake up. It's 3D. We used some like questions that the player is gonna say to himself. Like for example, he's gonna say like, once the demon tells him what to do, he's gonna tell him, so what do I do next, or what do we do now? We're just gonna keep repeating the question. He's gonna keep telling himself. The thing that makes my game unique is we're trying to make it like a very trippy game. So like every time the player plays it, it's gonna be a different environment each time. So like each time the map's just gonna be changing the layout.